Indeed. We're preparing your gifts too.
We pull Christmas crackers.
Hey there, holiday enthusiasts. Welcome back. Today, we're going to take a nostalgic sleigh ride through the beloved old holiday traditions that have faded from existence. These cherished customs once brought families and communities together in festive celebration, but over time, they've become memories of holidays past. So, let's deck the halls with a trip down memory lane and explore these heartwarming traditions that we wish were still around. Let's start with a classic, caroling door to door. This time-honored tradition involved groups of friends and family bundling up and going from house to house, singing Christmas carols and spreading holiday cheer. It was a way to connect with neighbors, share the joy of the season, and create a sense of community. Today, caroling is less common, often replaced by holiday playlists and streaming services. But the nostalgia of singing Jingle Bells and Silent Night under twinkling stars remains in our hearts. Remember when the mailbox used to be filled with colorful Christmas cards from loved ones near and far? Sending and receiving holiday cards was a cherished tradition that has waned in the digital age. Handwritten notes and carefully chosen cards with festive designs conveyed warm wishes and heartfelt messages. Now, many people opt for e-cards and social media posts, but the joy of opening a real card and displaying it on the mantle is something we fondly remember. Stringing popcorn garlands for the Christmas tree was a fun and crafty tradition that brought families together. Popping popcorn, threading it with a needle, and creating long strands to wrap around the tree was a delightful activity, especially for children. Sometimes cranberries or other colorful berries were added for a festive touch. While this tradition has faded with the advent of ready-made decorations, the memories of those cozy, popcorn-scented evenings linger. The Yule log tradition dates back to ancient times when families would bring a large log into their home to burn during the 12 days of Christmas. The log was often decorated with ribbons and evergreen sprigs, and it was believed to bring good luck for the coming year. Today, the Yule log has mostly been replaced by the digital version on TV screens or YouTube. But the warmth and symbolism of this tradition still resonates. Hanging mistletoe and sharing a kiss underneath it was a charming holiday custom that added a touch of romance to the season. Mistletoe was believed to bring good fortune and love, and couples would seize the opportunity to steal a smooch. While mistletoe is still a popular decoration, the tradition of kissing beneath it has become less prevalent. Nevertheless, the idea of mistletoe's magic continues to enchant us. In the past, families would gather to create homemade Christmas ornaments. From salt dough creations to hand-painted wooden figures, making ornaments was a way to personalize the Christmas tree and create lasting memories. This tradition encouraged creativity and togetherness, and each ornament held sentimental value. While store-bought ornaments now dominate, the charm of handmade decorations endures. Once upon a time, the Christmas goose was the centerpiece of holiday feasts. Roasted to perfection, it was a symbol of prosperity and celebration. Goose dinners have largely been replaced by turkey or ham, but the tradition of the Christmas goose is still remembered in literature and holiday lore. Those who have experienced it recall the rich flavors and the joy of sharing a special meal with loved ones. Many communities used to host Christmas Eve pageants, reenacting the nativity story with local children and adults playing the roles of Mary, Joseph, the shepherds, and the wise men. These pageants were a highlight of the season, bringing the story of Christmas to life in a meaningful way. While some churches and schools still hold pageants, they are not as widespread as they once were. The tradition of community participation and storytelling remains a cherished memory. Ah, the infamous fruitcake. Love it or hate it, fruitcake was once a staple of holiday baking. Packed with dried fruits, nuts, and spices, and often soaked in brandy, it was a labor of love that could last for months. Today, fruitcake has fallen out of favor, often the subject of jokes and regifting. However, for those who grew up with it, Fruitcake is a nostalgic reminder of Christmas past. Holiday window displays in department stores were once a magical attraction that drew crowds of shoppers and families. Elaborate scenes with animated figures, sparkling lights, and festive decorations transformed store windows into winter wonderlands. These displays created a sense of wonder and anticipation for the holidays. While some cities still maintain this tradition, many have faded with the decline of brick-and-mortar retail. The memories of wide-eyed children gazing at enchanting windows remain vivid. Winter sports like sledding and ice skating were popular holiday activities that brought families and communities together. Gathering at the local hill or frozen pond, people would spend hours enjoying the crisp winter air and the thrill of these activities. Sledding and skating parties often included hot cocoa and laughter, creating lasting memories. While these activities still exist, they are less common in urban areas, making the memories even more special. Before the days of karaoke machines and digital playlists, families would gather around the piano to sing Christmas carols together. This tradition brought generations together, with everyone joining in to sing beloved holiday songs. The sound of live music filled the home, creating a warm and festive atmosphere. Although digital devices have replaced pianos, the memory of those musical gatherings lingers. Secret Santa gift exchanges were a fun and mysterious way to share holiday cheer. Participants would draw names and secretly buy a gift for their assigned person, often with a spending limit. The excitement of not knowing who your Secret Santa was and the joy of giving and receiving thoughtful gifts made this tradition a highlight of the season. While still practiced in some circles, it's less common than in years past, but the spirit of surprise and generosity endures. Writing letters to Santa Claus was a beloved childhood tradition that captured the magic of Christmas. Children would carefully compose their lists, detailing their wishes and hopes for the holiday. Parents often saved these letters as keepsakes, preserving the innocence and wonder of their children's early years. While email and digital communications have replaced handwritten letters, the tradition of reaching out to Santa remains a cherished part of the holiday season. Sending and receiving holiday fruit baskets was once a popular way to share the bounty of the season. These baskets were filled with fresh fruits, nuts, and sometimes chocolates, symbolizing abundance and good health. The tradition of the fruit basket has faded, but the gesture of sharing and giving remains an integral part of holiday celebrations. Before the era of streaming and on-demand content, families would gather around the TV to watch holiday specials. Classics like A Charlie Brown Christmas, Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer, and Frosty the Snowman were annual events that everyone looked forward to. These specials brought families together, creating shared memories and traditions. While these shows are still beloved, the way we watch them has changed, making the memories of those shared viewing experiences all the more precious. Trimming the Christmas tree was a special family tradition that marked the beginning of the holiday season. Families would gather to hang ornaments, string lights, and place the star or angel on top of the tree. This activity brought everyone together in a spirit of collaboration and joy. While tree trimming is still a cherished tradition, the practice of doing it as a family has become less common in our fast-paced lives. Christmas crackers, originating in the UK, were a festive addition to holiday dinners. These colorful paper tubes contained small gifts, jokes, and paper crowns. When pulled apart, they made a popping sound, adding an element of surprise and fun to the meal. While still popular in some regions, Christmas crackers are less common in others. The joy of the crack and the treasures inside are fondly remembered by those who experienced this tradition. As the clock struck midnight on New Year's Eve, people would join hands and sing Auld Lang Syne to bid farewell to the old year and welcome the new one. This tradition, rooted in Scottish culture, symbolized remembrance and camaraderie. While still practiced in some places, it's not as widespread as it once was. The sentiment of reflecting on the past and embracing the future is a timeless part of New Year's celebrations. Creating homemade gifts for loved ones was a heartfelt holiday tradition that emphasized thoughtfulness and creativity. From knitted scarves to hand-painted ornaments, these gifts were made with love and care. The tradition of crafting homemade gifts has waned with the rise of commercialized Christmas shopping, but the value of a personalized handmade present remains cherished.